Good morning, everyone, and Hare Krishna, and welcome to our second official day of the Sacred Sound Retreat for 2018. Hari Bol. So to continue 3 more days of nectar, His Holiness Bhakti Bringa Govinda Swami is going to give a discourse on the Brhad Bhagavatamrta. So without any further ado, a big loud Hari Bol for His Holiness Bibi Govinda Swami.
Big loud Hari Bol. Oh. That's it. You make it the chords. He always forgets the chords. Yes, Mark. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Balaba Jayo Gidi Baradari Jayo Gidi Baradari Gopi Jana Balaba Jayo Giri Baradari Jayo Giri Baradari Jasoda Nandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jayo Jasodanandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Banachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Hey Jamuna Tirabanachari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radhamadava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radhamadava Jaya Hey Jayo Radhamadava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Radhamadava Hey Gopi Janabalaba Jayo Giri Baradari Jayo Giri Baradari Gopi Janabalaba Jayo Giri Gopi Janabalaba Jayo Giri Baradari Jayo Giri Baradari Gopi Janabalaba Jayo Giri Baradari Hey Gopi Janabalaba Jayo Giri Baradari Jayo Giri Baradari Jaya Jasoda Nandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jayo Jasoda Nandana Hey Jasodanandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jayo Jasodanandana Hey Jasodanandana Jayo Kopi Janaranjana Jayo Jasodanandana Jamuna Tirabanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jamuna Tirabanachare Jayo Hey Jamuna Tirabanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jamuna Tirabanachare Jayo Hey Jamuna Tirabanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jamuna Tirabanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Hey Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Hey Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Hey Gopi Janaballabha Jayo Giri Varadari Jayo Giri Varadari Gopi Janaballabha Jayo Giri Varadari
Vallabha Jayo Giridharadhari Jayo Giridharadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Hey, Jasodananda Jayo Raja Janaranjanam Jayo Jasodana Hey Jayo Jasodananam Jaya Braja Janaranjanam Jayo Jasodananana Hey Jayo Jasodananana Jayo Gopi Janaranjanam Jayo Jasodananana Jaya Gopi Janaranjanam Jamuna Tiravanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jamuna Hey Jamuna Tiravanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jamuna Tiravanachare Jayo Hey Jamuna Tiravanachare Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Hey Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Bolo Bolo,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Hey Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Vinandi. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivaraja Kacharyasto Taras Dasisimad, His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribraj Kacharyasto Tadastasisi His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki. Don't run away. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Don't run away. Amacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Sigaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Shri Bhakti Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhana Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki. Ganga Maya Ki. Jamuna Maya Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Tulsi Maharani Ki. Sambed Bhakti Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki. Shri Shri Radha Govardhandari Ki. Shri Krishna Balaram Ki. Glok Prem Dan, Harinam, Sankirtan Jagya Ki, Sacred Sound Festival Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Nitai Gop Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hari, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. I need moral support. I'm scared to death. Hare Krishna. Please. I told everybody, Leslie, where did I come from? I came from Vrindavan, so I told everybody in Vrindavan that when we said Hare Krishna down here, they were going to shake in Vrindavan. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Well, that was a little better, but not much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Good morning. How are you? You're okay? Good. Well, I just sort of gave you an introduction to the nature of B.B. Govinda Swami, meaning I'm a very naughty person. And I was, the Kirtan was going on, and I was trying to, get my consciousness absorbed in some spiritual thought or some spiritual feeling, in my heart through chanting the holy names and through chanting Jai Radha Madhava. We all know that Srila Prabhupada said that this Jai Radha Madhava is the perfect picture of Vrindavan. And when we sing Jai Radha Madhava, if you actually just think deeply of the words that you're singing, you're immediately transported to Vrindavan Dham. And sometimes we sing that for so long and so long and so long, and we just, think of the Jamuna, and we think of Kunja Vihari, and we think of Radha Madhava, and we think of Jasodanandan, and we think of, how Krishna is Braja Janananda, or he's Gopi Janaranjana. And it was really special this morning, because when I was chanting, sometimes I would open my eyes and I would look out here, and I would look out at the green, and I would look out at the valley across the way, and I was thinking, my God, it's really Vrindavan. It's because, our home is in Vrindavan, but Srila Prabhupada told us that because so many Mayavadis are impersonalists, and so many people who are prone to sense gratification are living in Vrindavan, that Vrindavan is really getting covered over very, very thickly. And sometimes it's just, you can hear tractors, or you can hear horns honking 24 hours a day, or you can hear all these different things, but you can't just look out and see such a beautiful Vrindavan. So I was feeling a little bit happy thinking about that. And then all of a sudden, like in the old days when the performers would be on stage, then the hook would come. And then the hook came. And the hook said, Maharaj, could you please finish class by 9 a.m.? Thank you, with a smiley. In service, Kaishori. And I kept turning to Kartamashi, and I kept saying, I'm being naughty. And I've told this story 1,000 times before, but since I've never been down here before, I'll share the story with you. And back in the Dark Ages, myself and His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj, we visited the Bhaktivedanta Manor. I don't know what year it was, maybe 81 or 82, it was a long time ago. Is anyone here from the Manor from the old days? No one. I just know it was the era of Shukadev Prabhu being the president. And they were very British. It's like the first time I went there, it was like everybody, I thought they were like, putting on some sort of pretension that they were, kissing cousins to Prince Charles or something. And so the temple president came up to Indradumna Maharaj and said, Maharaj, could you please lead the Guru Puja and give the class? And His Holiness Indradumna Maharaj said, yes, certainly. So then we started doing Kirtan. We started doing the Guru Puja. And he had one mridanga, and I had the other mridanga. We used to play mridanga before the whole mridanga scene changed. And when the whole scene changed, we were already, You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So we were already too old and too conditioned to our simple Bengali beats, you know, to learn the new stuff. But we used to really do it. I mean, maybe you've seen some of the pictures of the old days, you know, Maharaj flying with the mridanga in his hand. And maybe from when he first came to Australia, you can remember that. And so we started doing this Kirtan at the Bhaktivedanta Manor, and with all of these cousins of Prince Charles. And these people started going wild. And they started dancing, and, you know, it was like running back and forth, you know, in the temple room. And I remember one of our godbrothers, Ajamil Prabhu. Does anyone here know Ajamil Prabhu? I think he resides in Mayapur now. Ajamil Prabhu was doing cartwheels in the temple room. You know, it was very un-British. And it kept going on, and finally, Shukadev Prabhu came and he tapped Govinda Swami on the shoulder and he said, Maharaj, now it is time for you to give the class. And Govinda Maharaj turned and looked at him and he said, this is my class. So I reckon that all of the information of the Vedas, all spiritual instructions, the entire spiritual world, all of the information of the relationships which take place in the spiritual world, the information of how we can qualify ourselves for entering into the spiritual world, how we can participate in relationship with Krishna, that's all contained in the holy names. The holy name is our supreme shiksha, our supreme instruction. So Keshori, excuse me for being a little naughty this morning, but I'll stop by 9 o'clock, believe me. And Keshori mentioned this morning that I was going to speak down here on the topic of Brhad Bhagavatamrta. And indeed, it was that was the last communication I got from Keshori. And maybe it was one of the last communications she sent to anyone. I mean, from Balavi. It was an interesting thing I mentioned last night, how I've had a lot of invitations to come to Australia, but I've never taken them up. I don't know, maybe I have some kangaroo phobia, or I was afraid that the wallabies were gonna, or some koala bear was going to bite my neck in the middle of the night. I never took up the invitations to come here. But His Holiness Govinda Swami, was really encouraging me, and he's always kind to me, and he always tries to help engage me in activities that will purify me in devotional service. And so he was requesting, and finally I agreed. And then immediately after I agreed, he was saying, now look, why don't you be the speaker for 3 days? And I said, wait a second, I just agreed to one thing. And then now you're trying to get something else. And then about, I think the same day, I got the letter from Balabi, and she was saying, we're requesting you to do this. And I still hadn't committed to doing it. But when Balabi made her sudden departure for Goloka Vrindavan, then I decided that I would take up the challenge, as a service to Balabi. And then my coming down here, it was like I was dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out, and I wasn't really like getting the job done. And one evening in Kartik, I was, sitting on my veranda. All of a sudden my phone rang, and it was Balabi. And she said, could we just book your ticket? And I said, yeah, we could work on it. And she said, I'm outside your gate. Because I always keep my gate locked like it's Fort Knox, I don't let people come in and out. So I went and opened my gate, and she came in and sat down next to me on the porch, and it was Balabi with that, that massive smile and those, transcendently electric eyes. And she said, okay, let's book your ticket. And I said, well, I was thinking about this airlines or that airlines. And she said, look, Singapore Airlines is the best airlines you're going to come on. And I said, okay, well, all right, well, I'll work it out. And then she reached under her sari and she said, here's my credit card, go get your computer. And so then within a few seconds, she said, your ticket's done. See you at Sacred Sound. So I guess I'm really here by the combination of His Holiness Indraduma Swami Maharaj and that beautiful spiritual, magnetism that Balabi had. So, Hare Krishna. Glad to be here. I don't like to speak in front of, we speak, but I don't like to speak in front of my senior God brothers and sisters. And I feel very embarrassed, speaking in front of Indraduna Maharaj. I mean, Maharaj can preach, he can preach for hours, and every word that he says is just so beautiful and is so spiritually potent in Krishna consciousness. And you can see that his whole life is dedicated to doing that, just dedicated to traveling, preaching, doing Harinam, and bringing people to Krishna consciousness. And I'm, very small in front of Maharaj, and I'm sure I have, other God brothers and God sisters sitting here, and other, senior devotees who have been down here forever. So I feel a little embarrassed to be here speaking, but I was requested to speak. The topic is supposed to be Brhad Bhagavatamrta. Has anyone in the audience read Brhad Bhagavatamrta? Oh, great, a number of people. It's a marvelous book, and it's a BBT publication. Brhad Bhagavatamrita was compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami. We know that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared and he began the Sankirtan movement. And he began preaching and spreading the holy names. And then exalted devotees began flocking to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to become his disciples and to use a term that Prabhupada would use, to become the chief whips of Mahaprabhu. And our Goswamis, they were his chief disciples. They were all aristocrats. They came from exalted families. Srila Sanatana, his brother Rupa, they were originally Karnatic Brahmins, and they migrated to Bengal side, where they were living, but very high people. They were Saraswat Brahmins. Rupa and Sanatan, they were so competent, so adequately learned and trained in just about everything that they assumed highly placed posts with the king of Bengal at that time. His name was Nawab Hussain Shah. We read that one was called Dabir Khas and one was called Sakar Malik. And last year I was doing a little bit of study of Arabic language, and I could understand that these words, like I thought they were like personal, family, like individual personal names, but actually they were titles, that meant, the prime minister and one who was in charge of the treasury. They were very high people. And when Lord Chaitanya started the Sankirtan, and when Lord Chaitanya began liberally distributing Krishna Prema Bhakti through the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the word started spreading. It was spreading like wildfire. What was going on? And this Rupa and Sanatana, or this Sakar Malik and Dabir Khas, they wished to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's just like now in this era, like many of us, when we were like myself, and when I was young and becoming involved in spiritualism, then I heard about Srila Prabhupada. I met the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and I heard about Prabhupada. Then I wanted to meet this person, Prabhupada, and give my life to that person, Prabhupada. And they heard of the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they wanted to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they wanted to surrender their lives in service to the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that they were sending letters to Mahaprabhu. Apparently the postal system in India worked better then than it does now. But they were sending letters, and they were begging for shelter because they heard that he was giving prema, just liberally distributing Krishna prema, the same way that he's liberally distributing Krishna prema to all of us, in this current age, coming through the Guru Parampara. So they sent letters to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu sent them a message back. And the message that he sent back was an interesting sort of shiksha, their first shiksha that they received from Lord Chaitanya. But that letter was basically a statement. It said that in gist. It stated that sometimes a lady has a paramour other than her husband. And because she doesn't wish that that relationship be understood by her husband, she serves her husband and she serves her household duties much more faithfully. But within her heart, although she's going through these sort of external activities, within her heart, the only thing she's doing is hankering for the moment that she can be reunited with her paramour. So Mahaprabhu was telling them, you continue. You do your work for Hussain Shah. Carry on, but within your heart, at all times, 24 hours a day, just meditate and concentrate on the moment that you can be reunited with Krishna. And perform the activities that will be necessary for being reunited with Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu, because he was so merciful, there was that one story that Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan. And so he went to the place of Rupa and Sanatana, and he met them. And it was a very emotional meeting. And they approached Mahaprabhu with great humility. And they were very, very openly declaring to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that there are really no more sinful people on this earth than the two of us. And therefore, we are really, fit recipients for your mercy. If you're Petit Pavan, then please save us. And they really approached with utter humility. I think Chaitanya Charitamrita said that they put straw in their mouth like they were animals, and put rope on their neck and like holding, please take the rope, we're your animals. Crying, we're so fallen, we need your mercy. And then Lord Chaitanya said, please, he said, rise up. He said, your humility is so great that it's breaking my heart. He said, arise. And he said, you are my very old servants. And I have so many services that I wish to perform through your bodies. And then he gave them the names Rupa and Sanatana. And we know that these Goswamis, they received the instruction from Lord Chaitanya that they were supposed to go to Sri Vrindavan Dham, and they were meant to rediscover all the places in Vrindavan where Krishna had had his pastimes. And besides that, they received the charge from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that they were supposed to write transcendental literatures which described the science of Krishna consciousness. And we can always remember, Srila Prabhupada, saying from the time that we were very, very young, he said, and the devoted servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they had been fulfilling this request since that time, meaning writing transcendental literatures. So the Goswamis, they went to Vrindavan. Rupa and Sanatana went to Vrindavan. And then others joined them. And they lived lives of absolute perfect asceticism. They lived absolute lives of perfect humility. They were fully renounced individuals. And our Srinivasacharya, he's described them by saying, Nana Shastra Vicharanaka Nipuno Shaddharma Sanstapako Lokanam Hitakarano Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakaro. Said the Goswamis, their lives is that they extracted the essence of all revealed scriptures. And the essence of all the scriptures is bhakti. So they extracted that essence for the benefit of all the living beings in the world. We can think, it's like here we're living under trees. We're here in this beautiful forest of New Govardhana. But they're living under trees in Vrindavan. Just wearing kopan or little white cloth, not having any possessions, living under trees and writing books of the greatest philosophy, describing, how we can how we can engage in Krishna's devotional service. And by doing that, have our hearts and consciousness purified, and then actually meet Krishna, and then become a part of Krishna's activities. I remember one time years ago, it had to be a long time ago. It had to be before 1995. I had the opportunity of meeting my godbrother, Srila Govinda Swami Maharaj. He used to come to this part of the world, didn't he? Yeah. And I met him in Hungary. And he was so wonderful, such a wonderful Vaishnav. And he was speaking to myself and Shivram Maharaj. And so I was asking him, I was saying, so by this process, we will be able to have revelation of Krishna. And he said, not only you will have revelation of Krishna, by this wonderful process, you will understand who you are in the activities of Krishna. Very nice thing, who you are in the activities of Krishna. Most of us, we have this understanding, we come to Krishna consciousness and we have faith, and we start learning, and we all say, yes, I'm Lord Krishna's servant. But then if we become more specific, what servant of Krishna we are, then we go into that gray zone. So the process of Krishna consciousness is meant to purify our hearts in progressive stages so that we'll actually understand our eternal relation with the Lord. So they went there to write books, and the first book that was compiled by the Goswamis was compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami, and it was Brhad Bhagavatamrta. Brhad Bhagavatamrta is a quest story. It's a story of a journey. Who here in the audience likes to go on journeys? Anyone? Everybody likes to go on journeys. I mean, man, I just came to Australia. What a journey. I haven't even been attacked by that koala bear yet. But I'm keeping my eyes open for those brown snakes. We love a quest. And Sanatana Goswami has compiled this literature. It's a quest story, a story of a journey, two stories of journeys, with the aim and with the intention of some profound spiritual understanding. Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1, the quest is, and before I tell you what the quest is, and Kaishori, I got 4 more minutes, according to Apple time. We say Bhagavatamrta. That means like the nectar of the Bhagavatam. So like if you go and you milk your cows and you leave the milk sitting, then some nectar floats to the top, right? And that's called the cream. Then you like skim off the cream. And then you can do something with the cream and more nectar will come out. It will become ghee. You can just refine it more and more. So this is like the condensed nectar of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, and it's been compiled by Srila Sanatana Goswami, but it's actually a Vedic story that's been spoken by Jaimini Rishi. And Jaimini Rishi, he's speaking to Maharaj Janmejaya, who is the son of Parikshit Maharaj. So, what is happening here? And we'll just conclude on this point, and then tomorrow we'll go into the story of the Bhagavatamrta. What's happening is Parikshit Maharaj has been cursed by the son of a Brahmin. And you know that from reading Srimad Bhagavatam, correct? Parikshit Maharaj is cursed by the son of a Brahmin. Parikshit Maharaj was a pure devotee of Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj, he had all spiritual potency. Parikshit Maharaj, if he had wished to do so, he could have done something to counteract the curse. But because he was a devotee of the Lord, he said, this curse is simply the will of Krishna. Let me prepare myself for my death. I have 7 days. So we know from the Bhagavatam that he sat down, he just immediately renounced everything. He gave up his home, gave up his family, gave up his kingdom, sat down on the bank of the Ganga. He decided that for 7 days, I'm not going to drink. For 7 days, I'm not going to eat. For 7 days, the only thing I'm going to do is listen. And I'm going to hear and understand what is my absolute duty at the moment of death. So you all know this story that a big assembly of people came, and it was a varied assembly of people, but then Srila Shukadeva Goswami arrived and he spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam. Correct? And it's amazing, story that he speaks the Bhagavatam, and then at a certain point when Shukadeva Goswami finishes speaking the Bhagavatam, he just looks at Parikshit Maharaj, he says, now you're ready. He says, don't fear, you're ready, you've heard everything. And then Shukadeva Goswami just stands up, he walks away. I mean, for me, that's so cool. I don't know. It's like, it's like we give a class and we're like waiting for people to come and say, "Oh, Maharaj, it was really good," He just, Shukadeva Goswami spoke the Bhagavatam and he just got up and he walked away. Bus, that was it, And then Parikshit Maharaj, he's just waiting for Takshaka to come, that snake bird to come and bite him. But something happened. His mother Uttara came, and his mother Uttara said, "Son, what did he tell you?" Can you imagine? You hear Bhagavatam for 7 days, and you're going to die. If I don't shut up, I'm going to die. And he's going to die, and then his mom comes and says, "What nectar did he tell you?" And because his mom was a great devotee, and because he was a devotee and he could not resist speaking Krishna Katha, he said, "Okay, Mom, buckle your seatbelt, here we go." And he spoke the Amrita, or the nectar of the Bhagavatam, to his mother. And tomorrow, I will tell you what the 2 quest stories are, and then I will focus on one and how it relates to us as Sacred Sound Festival. All right, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki, Shri Sanatana Goswami ki, Brajabalabi ki, Venugopal Prabhu ki, Nitai Go Premanandi.
Bhakti Bringa Govinda Maharaj ki. It's a big round of applause for Maharaj's very wonderful class. Maharaj will be speaking again tomorrow, which is it Sunday? And again on Monday, the final day of the festival. So we'll have 3 classes on Brhad Bhagavatamrta. Before everyone goes, we'd just like to remind you that the next Kirtan session starts at 10. It's a bit of a challenge. It's only 60 minutes away. And you have to go up and take prasadam. So please do so. But to take prasadam, you have to be registered. And there's a registration booth up there. And I don't know exactly how it works, but you have to be registered to take prasadam. So keep in mind, we're here mainly to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. So you may want to keep the socializing up there during prasadam down a little bit, so you have time to get back down here and chant with us, okay? Maybe more eating than talking. And one request to our VIPs, we may have many VIPs here. This year the VIPs were all taking prasadam with the devotees upstairs, both breakfast and our afternoon prasadam. So that it's because it's very tasty prasadam, and we want to associate with all the devotees. So no, it's that. So we'll see you back at 10 o'clock. It'll go from 10 till 2, and then there'll be a break, and then we'll go from 4 until midnight. Thank you.